On the web at brickcitycreativegroup.com or on Facebook at Brick City Creative.
WOCA.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named, the man, the myth, the only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person, it's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz. I was trying to lower the music. Instead, I was lowering me. Although as loud as I am, I could be lowered. It's fine. It is 8:35 on a Friday morning. I'm Tom Schmitz coming to you live from the studios of WOCA Radio. We're located just outside the food court entrance to the Paddock Mall in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. If you want to get in and be a part of the show, 622-9622 is the number to call. So I'd like to tell you the election's over, but that would be a lie. I would like to tell you that counting is taking place, good and just and fair. That remains to be seen. I would like to tell you that there aren't videos out there by the undercover group Veritas showing a postal worker saying, "You want me to get you a handful of ballots? I will," to the person that was undercover filming them. But that video's out there on the internet, although it's alleged at this point. I would like to tell you that it's above board, perfectly legit election counting that's going on. I can't. I can tell you this, though. To all my Republican friends that are upset about the vote counting and how it's going, the Democrats said the same thing in 2000. You do remember 2000, right? Florida, hanging chads. Jeb Bush, governor of Florida, brother of eventual President George W. Bush. The way the Democrats were saying it's underhanded, it's illegal, they're not counting legal votes. That's a new word now. We want to count legal votes. And I understand that. I want you to count legal votes too. I think that every election cycle, if a election supervisor is doing their job properly, rolls need to be combed over. People need to be contacted and say, "Hey, still live in our area?" That's something that needs to happen. That way, when you pass out blanket mail-in ballots, at least you've had a check of the roll. You're not sending ballots to people that have been dead for 17 years. And I know for a fact that happened because I got the ballot. It's almost to the point where I want to say, who's running these elections? Joseph Stalin. Remember that guy? Yeah, ran communist Russia. Thank God that for Joseph Stalin, he counts his chickens. That there was a maniac named Hitler that took a lot of the heat off of Joseph Stalin for the atrocities Joseph Stalin did to his own people. Hitler was just such a wacko, just maniacal, just dirtbag that he got the press, and Stalin, because he was on the winning side, got away with all kind of atrocities to his own people. I'm reminded of a quote he had one time. Stalin said, "It's not how many votes that counts, it's who counts the votes." Let that sink in for a minute. It's not how many votes that counts, it's who counts the votes. There are lawsuits on both sides that are wanting their side to be able to watch the vote counts. I don't understand. It's a place like Nevada. They've had now since Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they're still in the 80 percentile area. What are they doing? Counting one ballot at a time, then taking a break for an hour and a half, then come back counting another ballot? it just makes no sense to me how it is that it's taking this long. And I don't, if Joe Biden wins, good. Let's move on. Let's get him inaugurated on January 20th, and let's start the 4 years of Biden. If Donald Trump wins, good. Let's get the president re-inaugurated on January 20th and start the next 4 years of his time in the White House. I personally want the latter, not the former. But I've already had my say. Now it looks like Biden has taken a lead in Georgia. I just don't understand why all the uncounted ballots, all the mail-in ballots, help me out with this, because this is where I'm a little confused. I just don't understand why it seems like the vast majority of ballots that are still to be counted and that are coming in as mail-in ballots are Biden ballots. Did no Republicans vote mail-in? It just seems strange to me. And now there's allegations in Michigan, and they seem to have audio and video proof of this, too. It's still alleged. But I saw on a cable news network this morning, one of those, stings set up where they got the camera and they got the microphone, but you don't know you're being filmed. And they were like, we got all these ballots coming in late. We'll just change the date to the 3rd. There's audio of that. Now, is it a stage thing so it looks bad? I don't know. Still alleged at this point. But there's lawsuits claiming that these kind of things are happening. There was a lawsuit filed where the Republicans wanted to be able to watch the count and were being denied the right to watch the count. A judge ruled in their favor that they have to be let in to watch the count. I saw personally video online and on the news of them taking big pieces of cardboard and covering up windows in Michigan to try not to let people see what was going on in the counting room. Why the secrecy? We need transparency in these kind of elections. We don't need secrecy. Dare I say, I always thought we had the best election system that there was. And we always send, how we always send peacekeepers or election officials to watch over democratic elections around the world? I just don't get it, why we don't do that here, why we think it's such a big deal not to let people do that here. Let this sink in for a minute. In a lot of states, in Florida, in Marion County, I had to take my driver's license, show it. I had to sign so they saw that my signature matched my driver's license. Then I got to vote. But that's not in every state. That's just Florida. Some states, you don't have to go through all that. And if you mail in ballot, there is no guarantee that that was you that filled the ballot out, because nobody checked it with your ID or anything. I understand absentee ballots for military personnel that are over in Europe and everything, but if you're in the United States, you should not be, in my opinion, you should have to go to the polling booth and vote. Oh, but Tom, people are sick, and there can be some hardship cases, I'm sure. But by and large, everyone should go to the polling booth through early voting and day of voting. The hell with all this mail-in ballot stuff. And here's why. Because if you go in person, you should be able to have to present an ID to show. And yeah, I don't care if it's where the a non-U.S. citizen but has got the right to vote and they got their green card and their ID, they can show ID. Illegals can't show ID, can't vote. Sorry. But why is it that we don't have to go in person? We should have to go in person. That's my opinion. Hi, caller. Who's this?
Hi, Tom. Good morning. It's Helen.
Hi, Helen.
I want to make a comment in reference to the vote by mail. The President of the United States has voted by mail.
He shouldn't. I disagree with him doing it.
Okay. I also have to say this. Being a resident of Marion County, Wesley Wilcox, supervisor of election, one of the most honest men, has the most integrity you can never ask for as a person of supervisor of elections.
100%.
100%. Now, I wish other states would follow his standards. Another thing is this. One thing that Joe Biden said, that caught my attention. This is not a red state. It's not a blue state. It's the United States of America. We all need to leave these people do their job. And the comment you made about covering up so that people could see, what happens is, Tom, there are rules and regulations that are into practice. And if sometimes they hire these people to work and they tell them, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. Now, these people are there temporarily. However, they need to be supervised. And if those are the rules that outsiders cannot see, then so it be. Now, if the rules need to be changed, absolutely, they need to be changed. Now, however, some of them fear that they might get in trouble for whatever reason. But one of the things that I would like to mention is that this. In order for a vote to be counted by mail, there are a couple of things that need to be taken into consideration. One of them is this. The address and the name of that person should match. When you go in, they ask you for your date of birth, right? So now you need the address, the date of birth. On top of that, in order for that ballot to be validated, it needs to match the signature. So if I'm going to commit fraud, hey, listen, I'm Tom. Okay, where do you live? I can match the address because the address is public information. It's hardly likely that I might know your date of birth, perhaps because you say it on the air. You're a public figure. But for me to match your signature, the possibility of that ever happening, it diminishes. So how is it that all these ballots are being supposedly fraudulent? Is there a way for you to fraudulently?
Well, Helen, here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. The state doesn't have your match signature except at the DMV, and they're not going to check every ballot. They pull ballots periodically to check. Also, the rolls are incorrect. I'll give you a prime example. I know for a fact, because I have the ballot in my possession, that somebody that has been dead 17 years got a mail-in ballot in Florida, where you're supposed to request the ballot and everything. This person, 17 years dead, still had a ballot sent to them. I have the ballot in my possession because it's a family member or a former family member.
Okay.
That's a problem.
Is it a legit ballot, or is it a what they call it, like a sample ballot?
She got both.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, these are the things that it's here in Marion County. It
was not in Marion County. It was down south.
Okay.
It was down south. My question, and here's my question, Helen, and I'll ask you this.
Yes.
Why is it that we don't take elections as serious as we take beer, wine, and cigarettes? And I'll tell you what I mean by that.
Absolutely.
You got to go into a convenience store in person, present your ID to get cigarettes or beer. You don't have to go in person and present an ID to vote. You can do it by mail-in. When did cigarettes and beer become more important to check IDs than voting?
Agree 100%. And I'll share this with you. Florida, like you said, we have to show ID. Another place where, and I tell you because my parents are from Puerto Rico and I voted in Puerto Rico. You need a state ID.
But
you don't have a state ID.
But that's not nationwide. There are states you don't have to have an ID because it's discriminatory to require you to have identification to vote. But you got to have ID in every 50 states, in all 50 states, to buy cigarettes or beer.
Why is it a discriminative?
I don't know how they make the argument it's discriminatory if I ask you for ID, but state California will tell you it's discrimination against what they call it is voter suppression. By you're trying to suppress the vote by asking for ID from people who might not necessarily have ID. They call it voter suppression.
Wow. Well, we need to get on top of these people to make sure that they have the elections where voter ID. Simple as that. We're in America, and we have these rules. If you can't buy by the rules, then you don't vote.
100%.
Same thing when you're going to drive. If you don't have a driver's license, you can't vote.
I agree with you 100%, Helen. Hey, and thanks for the call, and thanks for listening.
You're very welcome. You have a blessed day, okay?
You as well.
Thank you.
Helen, she hit on some good spots. I agree with her. It's really difficult sometimes. We're going to take a break. When we come back, oh, no, let's take this phone call. Let's take this phone call before we go to break. Hi, caller. Who's this? Hi, caller. Who's this? Oh, well, they're gone now. All right, well, they wanted to be an incoming call, but now they're gone. We'll take a short time out. We'll be back to wrap up hour number 1 right after this. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show, too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Howdy, folks. RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
People ask me why I've worked at Palm Garden for so long, and I tell them it's the people. I love to hear the life stories, especially those from the greatest generation. Celebrating life stories is what sets Palm Garden apart, finding out what's important to them. And I love being a resource. Like Macy's Santa, if I can't help, I'll send them to Gimbel's. After all, Palm Garden is located on 34th Street. I'm Jan from Palm Garden. Call me and let's chat. 854-6262.
Career Source. Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first Wednesday of each month at 9:30 to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named, the man, the myth, the only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz, Wrapping up hour number one, a few housekeeping notes. The Ocala Fire Rescue is collecting donations for Holiday Drive. Ocala Fire Rescue stations are serving as collection sites for food, toiletries, baby items, and toys to benefit local charities. Donations will be accepted through Friday, December 11th, 2020. As the holiday season approaches, the needs of those struggling to make ends meet become more evident. Given the hardships experienced by many due to COVID-19 this year, Ocala Fire Rescue has accepted donations a little earlier. That's right, they're opened up a little earlier now. Below is a list of donations. I'm going to give you a list of donations that will be accepted and the address to the OFR stations where the donations can be dropped off. You accepted items, canned items, meats, fruits, vegetables, soup, dry goods, pasta, rice, dried beans, cereal. Other non-perishables like fruit cups, juice boxes, peanut butter, jelly, crackers, toiletries, soap, shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes. Baby items, food, baby wipes, baby diapers, pull-ups. New unwrapped toys in the original packaging. Unwrapped and unopened toys will also be accepted. They're taking them at Station 1 on Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, Station 2 on Southeast 36th Avenue, Station 3 on Northeast 8th Avenue, Station 4 on Southwest 20th Street, Station 5 Northeast 25th Avenue, Station 6 Southwest 50th Court, and Station 7 at Southeast 34th Street. For more information on the holiday donation drive, you can call Ocala Fire Rescue's administration office at 352-629-8306. The 8th annual Paychecks for Patriots Career Fair is going virtual this year. Career Source Citrus Levy Marion will hold a Paychecks for Veterans virtual career fair on Tuesday, November 10th. The career fair takes place from 10 to 11:30 a.m. During Paychecks for Patriots, now in its 8th year, Career Source Citrus Levy Marion will help match veterans with employers who value the knowledge, skills, and attributes attained during military service. Career Source CEO Rusty Skinner says Paychecks for Patriots, which is open at no charge to veterans and members of military families, is part of an ongoing effort to help make Florida the most veteran-friendly state in the United States. This year's event may look different than usual, but Career Source Citrus Levy Marion remains committed to using technology to still allow for service members and veterans to come together with local businesses. It enables veterans to meet in real time with hiring managers, learn about job openings, and submit resumes. For veterans unable to access the job fair online, a limited number of computers, listen to me, I can't even say the word computer. For veterans unable to access the job fair online, a limited number of computers will be available by appointment only at Career Source Citrus Levy Marion's Career Center. That's at 2703 Northeast 14th Street here in Ocala. You have to call and schedule an appointment, though. Call them at 800-434-JOBS. That's 800-434-5627. Also, Veterans Helping Veterans will also have a limited number of computers to access at its office, and they're located at 2730 East Silver Springs Boulevard, also right here in Ocala. So you got the Ocala Fire Rescues collecting donations for holiday drives at all 7 of its stations. They need canned items, dry goods, other non-perishables, toiletries, baby items, and new in the package gifts. We got about a minute before we wrap up the first hour. Let's go to the phone lines. Hi, caller. Who's this?
Hello. The elections rolls are supposed to be purged if a person has not voted in 8 years.
That doesn't happen, Jim.
The nattering nabobs have said, well, that's voter suppression. A person should never be purged. And so that's why you get this. Now, funeral directors are supposed to inform the elections people that a person has.
Yes, they are. Hey, Jim, I'm up against the break, buddy. I'm up against the break.
What they get paid for.
All right. Thanks for the call, pal. I'm up against the break. Up against the break. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
President Trump's campaign pushed his legal battle in Nevada on Thursday amid a storm of lawsuits in key battleground states like Pennsylvania and Georgia. USA Radio News' Val Dior has the latest from the Silver State.
A Nevada official announced Thursday that the state will accept mail-in ballots until Tuesday, November 10th. They must, however, be postmarked by November 3rd as the nation awaits a vote count from the state that could decide the fate of the presidency. Nevada has 6 electoral votes to offer, and with Democratic nominee Joe Biden at 264 as of Thursday afternoon, a win in the Silver State could see him reach the coveted 270 needed to secure a win. From the Texas USA Radio News Bureau, I'm Val Dior.
Trump's legal team is claiming 10,000 people were allowed to vote in Nevada without being residents any longer. Jobless benefit claims dipped slightly this week to 751,000 as reported Thursday by the Labor Department. USA Radio News.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I had begun to notice after 10 days with Balance of Nature, I felt better, more energetic, and believe me, for me, that's something because I have energy anyway, but as old as I am, that was really something to start really noticing. You know, we're all responsible for choosing what our attitudes are, but I had a better mental outlook. I mean, I always try to be positive, but there were subtle things in me that I began to notice. I just felt a difference with this.
Get a wide variety of all your daily recommended servings of whole fruits and vegetables without having to leave your home. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code USA.
State health officials in Colorado are